Hello, friends. Yes, I made it to do a live. We're going to be watching the co-main event and the main event together. This is going to be fun. I'm really excited about this. I just got back from a restaurant. I had a dinner and I was like, oh, I can't miss the fights. And maybe I get a chance to do a live. And yes, I am doing a live. Guys, I saw so far all my picks have gone through. Every single one of them. I picked Bo Nickel. I picked Pratis. I picked Morales. I picked. Who else did I pick? I picked Shevchenko. We're gonna see, and I also picked Islam Makhachev. Guys, I'm so excited about tonight's card. I just tuned in. I heard about Bo Nickel. I saw a little bit of it while I was at dinner. I played it a little bit. I couldn't get away enough to watch the whole thing. I didn't see the head kick, but I heard about the head kick. I read up on it. It's been a crazy night of fights. KO. Benil Dariush. Also, I picked BDS. Benoit Saint Denis. So I picked Benoit Saint Denis. Bo Nickel. I picked Prates. I picked Morales. And now we're going to find out because I picked Shevchenko and I picked also Makhachev. Let's see if Weili can break my perfect night of picks. Guys, and I can't believe that Sean Brady was the favorite. I can't believe Sean Brady was the favorite. It's crazy. He's a blood and guts fighter. He's going to get in close. And Morales has got so much power. Yes, he's been to a couple of decisions, but the guy, he's got KO power in both hands. Incredible that they had him as an underdog. All right, guys, I'm going to do comments and questions as we watch the fights come in. Weili is coming in right now. I just want to make sure that I'm on live. Yes, I am on live. Perfect. Okay. What's wrong with Leon Edwards? He is such a fantastic striker. That's from Jatin. Jatin, I will tell you, I think a lot of people in the community suspect that Leon Edwards is not fully committed to winning anymore. He's not doing the hard trainings or he's not doing the extra work. He's not as committed to being champion. Because think about it. Once you're champion, you reached your goal, and then you're fighting, you're getting big paychecks, but you really want to, because people don't realize, like, chasing that gold, you got to uproot your entire life. It's not just the 6 weeks before your title shot. Not that he was getting a title shot, but a big win tonight could have put his name back in the conversation. A big win over Pratis could have put his name in a conversation where we're like, hey, why not Leon Edwards for a title shot? But it doesn't seem like he has that drive. His last two outings, not counting today, his last two outings, he was flat. He didn't seem hungry. And even when he beat Usman, which was a great victory, you could see that his cornermen were like egging him on to get serious and to get focused. And I'm sure he killed himself in training for those fights, for the Usman fights. Guaranteed. But still, you could tell that what you're hearing from their corner is that he's the type of guy, he needs to be motivated all the time. He needs to be motivated. Instead of directed technically, he needs to be pushed. It tells me about him that he's a type of fighter that his emotions, sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down, sometimes he's motivated, sometimes he's not motivated. And you could tell that the coaches are used to having to rile him up. And I kind of see that just in his demeanor, his behavior, his interviews. He's just not as hungry as he used to be. That's Leon Edwards' story, I think. From what I see, from my vantage point, I don't have any ins in his training camps, but that's how I see it. Islam won't handle the cardio at the new weight class. Well, that's from Kevin. We'll see. Sometimes when you go up a weight class, your cardio is even better. Why? You didn't have to do a punishing weight cut. Sometimes the weight cut will kill your cardio, friends. I got a message here from Mr. Mike. Super chat. Coach, why can't Leon see that two? The southpaw, question mark. The two is the cross, right? Same shot Nate Diaz caught with multiple times and almost KO'd him. Guys, those shots are coming at your head so fast. Those shots are zipping at your head at warp speed. He's getting older. His reflexes are not there. He's not training as hard. He might not be bringing in sparring partners that punch at that speed, that level. There could be any number of explanations. There could be any number of reasons why he didn't see that punch. I saw the punch. I just tuned in, but I rewinded the live just to see what happened. And yeah, man, he got hit hard with the left, and he didn't see it coming. He got hit cold. And Dariush was even worse. I mean, it was kind of like He didn't see that punch either. He kind of hit him behind the... I'd have to rewatch it, but it kind of looked like it was behind the ear a little bit. Perfectly legal shot, but those shots are just devastating. And I was worried that Dariush has lost his chin, and BDS... I think Dariush in his prime, he beats a BDS today. But Dariush, I think, he's been rocked once too many times. If Morales stays low, does that leave him open for head kicks? Yes, absolutely, guys. That's the thing. It's one of those catch-22s. If you stay really low, it's harder to get underneath your hips and grab your legs, but it's easier to head kick you. That's the dilemma. That's the dilemma of somebody defending a takedown. Absolutely well said. Coach, our halal bookmaker, PG, good. PG, I'm not encouraging anybody to bet. Okay, I never gamble. I've been going to Las Vegas for fights for over 25 years, 20 plus. Let's call it 24 years actually. And I don't gamble, never. Okay, so I'm telling you guys, don't gamble. But I'm just shocked that the odds makers think that Brady was gonna beat Morales. I just don't see it. Yeah. 16 seconds. That's right, Neymar. He KO'd Benoit Saint Denis, BSD, KO'd Dariush in 16 seconds. Dariush wasn't very careful. He kind of went into the pit. He got into the mix right away, and he wasn't being very careful, and they were both being reckless. And that's the thing with them. They're both kind of like aggressive fighters, and they throw caution to the wind, and I just think BDS could take more damage. He's still younger. He's younger in his career, even though in his young career, he's taken some serious damage as well. Coach, how you see if Islam were to face off the likes of Prates or Morales? That's some safe Udin. He would quickly shoot. Okay, he's this very smart guy. Makhachev's not going to be, he's not going to go in there and try to get into a gunfight with Morales. Okay, he's going to want to look for a takedown, and I think he would get the takedown, and I think he would. I know Morales comes from a judoka background, etc. But there are levels to this game, friends, and judokas, they're not used to people grabbing their leg. Okay, so Islam's really good at judo as well, and he's also very good at freestyle wrestling. He's going to jump. He's going to dive into Morales' legs. He's going to dive into his legs. And judo guys are not used to fending off the takedowns in single leg, double leg style. Now, I know recently they've changed the rules to judo, and now they're allowing grabbing of the leg again, which I think is very good for the sport. But it's still a secondary kind of... it's a secondary kind of arsenal for a judoka. Okay, whereas in wrestling, shooting the legs is primary. Coach, Morales doesn't look too technical with his boxing technique and setups, in my opinion. Your thoughts? That's from Adam Rogers. Look, he's what we call a slugger. He's not a boxer. He's not a sophisticated boxer where he calculates the millimeters and he gets out of your way just a little bit to counter you with a brilliant timing. No, he's a born puncher. He's got dynamite in both hands. He's done plenty of grappling in his life, so he's hard to hold down. He's hard to take down. He's not impossible to take down. And he's not the best grappler on the ground, but he's good enough, smart enough, experienced enough to get up and break grips. And he's born with a touch of death in both hands. That's a dangerous combination. He's a natural born puncher. He's a slugger. He's not a boxer. He's not a sophisticated boxer. So your observation, I would agree with very much. But that doesn't mean a good coach can't groom him and turn him into a sophisticated puncher. Mashallah, Coach, so happy you're covering this live. That's from SX. Love, my brothers. I'm so happy to be here. I'm really excited about these next fights, especially the main event. Jack will defeat Islam tonight. Boxing, footwork, scrambling, and being a 170er. Too much for Makhachev. That's from I Am Angelo Media. I Am Angelo Media. You might very well be right, but I'll tell you something. Everybody's picking Makhachev. I would tell you, one of my students told me that the odds makers only gave I can't believe this is true, but this student of mine is very like he follows this stuff really well, like seriously. And he told me the odds makers are only giving him 25% chance, only giving the champ JDM 25% chance. I thought that's crazy. That's ludicrous. All right, guys, the fight has just started. I'm at 4:50 of the fight. I'll let you guys know the time as it goes. Shevchenko kicking the leg just a little bit. And look, it's so crazy that people are picking Makhachev. It's not crazy that people are picking Makhachev, but by so much, everybody's picking Makhachev. I guess he's got that aura, man. He's got those aura points. Weili landed a nice right hand on Shevchenko. Weili doing a lot of faking. Body kick from Shevchenko. Shevchenko, when she fought in Montreal, she came to TriStar Gym. She's such a sweetheart of a human being. I'm telling you. A really sweet and kind person. You know, she's the champ. She came in the gym. She was very humble, very friendly, very approachable. She worked out with some of the guys. They were her size. She took a few guys her size, sparring partners, brought them to work out with her also at the workout room in the UFC. Like, she treated them really good. I asked them, you know, like, how did it go? They're like, oh, she treated us really well. You know, she wasn't arrogant. She wasn't cold or standoffish. She was very friendly, kind, humble. Really scored big points with us at TriStar Gym. We love Shevchenko. We cannot forget that Weili is coming up a weight class. She's coming up a weight class. She gave up her title at flyweight to come up and challenge for the, at, Weili just rushed Shevchenko, pushed Shevchenko up against the fence, and then fell backwards into half guard. Weili forfeits her title to go up and challenge Shevchenko. Also, Weili looking to become double champion tonight. It's not looking good in round one. Shevchenko's on top. Weili had some kind of weird, I can't even say it was a shot. She kind of pushed Shevchenko up against the fence, and then they're putting the replay now. She stumbles backwards. Oh, she ate a knee to the body. Shevchenko kneed her to the body, and Weili kind of collapsed backwards. And now Weili's in half guard. Weili's in bottom half guard with her hands locked around Shevchenko. Now she's trying to work an underhook and get back up to her feet, and Weili is able to get back up to her feet, but she ate a knee on the way up. I think Shevchenko's hurt Weili just a little bit. Shevchenko now back in the stand-up position with Weili. They're both spinning elbow attempt by Shevchenko misses. Weili presses Shevchenko up against the fence. There's 2 minutes left in the round, but I feel like Weili's slowing down a bit. I think she might be hurt. That's why she's pressing Shevchenko up against the fence. Weili now with the inside trip attempt, far from being successful. And now Shevchenko's turned her around, and Shevchenko's pressing Weili up against the fence. Weili now turning the action around. Now Weili again pressing Shevchenko up against the fence. She tries to break with an elbow. Weili tries to break with an elbow and stumbles again to her back. She's bottom side control. Weili is now bottom side control. This is definitely a round for Shevchenko. We got 124 left in round one. Weili has been stumbling around the octagon. She's fallen to her back twice. Once because she got knee to the body, and it didn't seem like it was necessarily the knee that brought her down, but she definitely, like, her legs gave out almost. And now we have her stumble back, falling back to her back once again. Weili now trying to get those double underhooks. She's got those double underhooks. She has a body lock from the bottom. Shevchenko kind of surfing on top of Weili, now moving to half guard. A good pin from Shevchenko. Weili's not showing her typical strength and energy that she usually carries in the octagon. Her explosiveness hasn't been evident in round one. Morales will be trouble for Islam and Chimaev. That's from PG. I don't know if he'll be trouble for Chimaev. Chimaev, I think, would maul him. Maybe for Islam a little bit, but I think Chimaev gets on top of Pratis quite quickly. Coach, didn't Brady shoot the takedown? That's from Larry Bird. Larry Bird, I didn't get a chance to watch the whole fight. I just watched the ending. I just watched the KO because the fight was going on live and I wanted to jump in on this watch along and watch the co-main event with you guys. All right, guys. Round 1 is over and it's definitely a Shevchenko round. No doubt about it. Weili got up to her feet. I think Weili got maybe she got hurt to the body with that knee and she needed to pull guard just to recover because now she was on the bottom for about 2 minutes. And she seems to have her spring back in her step. She kind of jogged her way back to the corner. She seems to have recovered from that knee. So now we're between rounds 1 and 2. So round 1 just finished. Round 2 is just coming up shortly. Coach, can you get a button pusher to get you a fight clock? That's from Larry Bird. That's a good idea. Oh, they're showing a replay of that body kick that Shevchenko landed, and now the knee. There it is. 2 good attacks to the body, and I think that's what encouraged Weili to kind of like sit to her back. She fell to her back. Clear round for Shevchenko. Guys, I'm on East Coast time. This fight is happening in East Coast time, and I am in East Coast time, and right now it is 11:36. All right, round 2 is starting now. Let's see if Weili can show us her usual explosive attacks. There she goes. Weili tries to throw a hard 1-2, a hard right kick. Not necessarily touching her target, but we're seeing her explosiveness. Side kick attempt by Weili misses. She goes into a back fist, misses as well. It seems like Shevchenko's kind of hanging back. She wants to counter Weili. Weili attempting another side kick, missing. A nice left hand by Shevchenko. Body lock, knee from Shevchenko. Takedown from Shevchenko. It just seems like Shevchenko's just too big, too strong. All right, Shevchenko's in half guard top position. Guys, let me tell you something. I don't think Weili's going to be able to do much on the ground against Shevchenko. Shevchenko just seems to be more overpowering and more technically sound. Her balance, her base, you could tell, is well distributed. Weili's not going anywhere on the ground tonight. If she wins, it's going to have to be with punishing Shevchenko on the feet. Shevchenko just got a takedown from like body crunching Weili. Like just overpowering Weili. She's just past her half guard. She's in side control now. Weili maybe has a chance to get back up to her feet, but getting any offense, it doesn't seem likely. Her arms are flailing around. Weili's elbows are out of position. Her hips are flat on the ground. Both hips are flat on the ground. That's not a good sign. She's now gotten to one hip, but Shevchenko is not budging. Shevchenko's base is super strong. We're at 3 minutes, 12 seconds left in round number 2. Shevchenko moving to a crucifix. We're going to see some Shamayev action here, maybe. This might be a snooze fest. That's from Yahya. I wouldn't call it a snooze fest, just a dominant one-sided performance right now from Shevchenko. Guys, don't forget, Shevchenko's the champ and Weili's going up in weight. Coach, do you think Morales or Prates will be a big problem for Islam when he wins the belt? Question mark. They are both so big. Yes, both Morales and Prates will be very dangerous. If Islam wins, inshallah, it'll be a very difficult thing to beat a guy like Morales, like Prates, but he can do it. He has that talent. If he can beat JDM, if he gets past JDM, I mean, the thing is, like, guys like Morales are just getting better and better. Like, if he's in the hands of a very, very good trainer, it's a matter of time before he becomes world champion. He's so talented. It's incredible. That's what I was telling you guys in my pre-fight analysis. I was saying, like, guys like Morales, he's much better than people know. And he's, like, on the brink of superstardom because once people discover his ability, only the hardcore fans really watch his fights and look at it, you know, over and over again and analyze the guy. Only the hardcore guys do that, right? The casual fan, they don't know how good he is yet. You know, he didn't have a big enough win. That's why I was saying this in New York, with all the eyes watching, this could make him a superstar, a big win. And he got one. He got one on Sean Brady. Sean Brady's very well known, and he did it in fashion in New York with millions of people watching a mega card like this, arguably the best card of 2025. and he got a huge win. This could be massive. This is going to be, I really think it's going to be massive for his reputation, his name. He's going to be recognized all over the world now. Whenever he travels, people are going to know him. The casual fans are going to get much more familiar with him. Guys, this is just Shevchenko controlling top position. She's in top position. She's back in guard, but we got 1:05 left, and this is a very dominant round for Shevchenko. All my favorites lost. That's from Pajak. Well, it's a tough night. Tough night for your favorites. Weili doesn't look explosive at all like she did in her last fight. That's from Adam Rogers. I would have to agree with you. Weili is known for being strong, explosive. She's a ball of energy. And now she's being overpowered, guys. When you take a fighter's bread and butter away, you know, in this case, Weili, her bread and butter is that explosive power, that edge she has when she goes into fights. She has that explosive energy, and she just doesn't seem to have that edge over Shevchenko. Shevchenko seems to be stronger, more explosive. So I think Weili is going to be fighting an uphill battle tonight. We're nearing the end of round 2. The clapper just went off. We got 7 seconds left. No advancing of position or imposing damage / looking for finish equals snooze fest. That's from Adam Rogers. Yeah, look, it wasn't the most action-packed round. That's for sure. I will agree with you on that. But it's a safe, dominant round for the champ. Guys, I'm a little bit cold, so I'm going to put my hoodie on. Coach, I think it would be a bad idea for Islam to exchange punches with JDM because JDM looks like a heavy hitter. Coach, what's your take on that? I hope Makhachev wins. That's from Naim. Naim, he has to box with JDM. He has to strike with JDM. JDM is not naive to the wrestling. He's not just going to allow Islam to shoot in his legs for free and grab onto him. JDM is going to jab, he's going to stick, he's going to move, he's going to stick. He's going to be circling around trying to beat Islam Makhachev with 1,001 paper cuts. He's going to try not to overcommit on his punches. Why? He doesn't want Islam shooting under his punches. All right, guys, I'm going to grab myself a snack right now. It is a bit of a slow fight. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till the action happens. I'm going to wait till they get back on the ground or something. Sorry, I'm just checking on my wife here. She's supposed to bring me a snack. Big Bubba gets angry if he doesn't get a snack. All right, guys, round 3 has started. Uh-oh. Don't tell me I just popped my mic. Shevchenko with a kick. Weili backing up. We're at 4:36 of the third round. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third round. Weili kind of stumbling around. Like, she just kind of stumbled again. She didn't get hit with anything, but her legs just don't seem to be there tonight. Shevchenko not doing much. Just kind of like waiting for Weili to make her way in. Oh, counter jab. As I say that, counter jab by Shevchenko. Beautiful counter jab. Shout out from Somalia. We love you so much. Outlaw, my brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. Merci, mon amour. All right. All right, guys. Healthy nachos. No, you got to double the salsa, mon amour. You're joking. That's all I got? I finished the bottle already. Thank you. All right. Weili and Shevchenko clinch up again. Let's see what happens here. Shevchenko and Weili are locked up in a clinch. There's 3 minutes, 7 seconds left. Grazing knees by Shevchenko. Oh, nice elbow from Weili. She breaks the clinch and lands a strong elbow. That's the best shot for Weili this whole entire fight. Guys, I got some healthy, low-fat nachos. Remind me to give you the recipe later. It's amazing. I guess you could argue Weili's winning round 3, but because that one elbow, but there's not much going on in round 3, guys. I can tell you, very little action happening in round 3. We're approaching the 2-minute mark. We are now at 2 minutes left in round 3. Not much has happened. Weili landed one good elbow. And so far this round, not much to talk about. Looks like Shevchenko gets another takedown. She's going to steal the round. Shevchenko gets a body lock. 3 rounds, 3 takedowns for Shevchenko. She's going to take this round back. Guys, when you're enjoying fights and you want a nice snack, take some tortillas, chop them up in like triangles like this, pop them in the oven, put them at 300 degrees, put them there for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and they're going to be nice and crunchy. Listen to this crunch. You get some salsa. Okay, salsa is super low calorie. Listen to that crunch, man. High carb, low fat. Tortillas, get a low fat tortilla. Put it in the oven, man. Oh, they're just as good as Doritos. So simple to make, so crunchy. You know when you want a salty, crunchy snack? But you don't want to get fat. That's what you got to do. Oh, Shevchenko teeing off here a little bit. We got 15 seconds left in round 3. Shevchenko takes all 3 rounds. No doubt about it. Shevchenko's just overpowering Weili. I wish I could share these chips, man. But all I can do is share the recipe with you. Guys, we are now just finished round 3. Round 4 is coming up. I got to eat these chips before the main event. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Weili is, it's round 4. 4 minutes, 23 seconds left. Guys, this is not the most exciting fight. Pardon me for stepping away. What do we got here? Okay, Weili pumping her jab. Weili's got to do something big now. She's down 3 rounds. She has no choice. She has to look for a finish. She's got to mix it up with Shevchenko. Oh, you see another body kick from Shevchenko. Shevchenko has definitely hurt Weili to the body tonight. Ooh, a head kick from Shevchenko. Knee from Shevchenko. Knee again from Shevchenko. Oh, good elbow attempt by Shevchenko. Just grazes Weili. We got 3 minutes, 18 seconds left in round number 4. Weili seems to have slowed down. She's backing up. She needs to finish, and she's backing up. So that tells me she's hurt. Shevchenko just landed about 3 or 4 knees, and those hurt Weili. Yeah, that's right, Hani Mali. She is hurt to the body bad. Push kick to the body by Shevchenko. And let me tell you something. Weili is definitely not reacting well to that push kick. She's backing up. She seems tired now. Weili, who's usually a ball of energy, explosive, aggressive, is now backing up. She's overreacting to the body kick attempts. Shevchenko tried to throw a body kick. Weili overreacts, backs up. For a fighter who's behind, she's not fighting forward. She's good right hand by Shevchenko. She hurt Weili again. Weili backs up. This is going to be another round for Shevchenko unless something big happens. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left. This is another Shevchenko round. Weili has slowed down big time. She was not even close to winning one round. She's been beaten standing, on the ground, in the wrestling department. Shevchenko is just too much. Weili throws a kick. Shevchenko catches the kick. We're back on the ground. 1 minute, 15 seconds left in the 4th round. I'm predicting that this is what's happening in the round. She's gonna stay on top of her. Let's see if Shevchenko can get something going. But Weili right now, she's weakening. It looks like Zhang doesn't have a path to victory. That's what Matt bullies. Yeah, that's right, man. She doesn't have a contingency plan. She doesn't seem to have any other option. If you watch round 1, her first takedown attempt was really a huge miss, and she never recovered her rhythm from there. She pushed Shevchenko into the fence and kind of collapsed backwards after eating a knee. Just a really poor start to a fight. And unfortunately for her, she was never able to recover. Human Activated says, this is a sleeper. Look, it's definitely not the most exciting fight. Round ends. Weili was on the bottom again. 4 rounds to Shevchenko. The story of this fight was Shevchenko landing body kicks. And that really zapped Weili. Guys, I'm really enjoying these chips, man. You guys got to try this. Take tortillas, chop them up like Doritos. Almost dropped my salsa, caught it. Dipped them into the salsa. Amazing. Super low calorie. Shiz, my boy. I appreciate your breakdowns. Unable to watch but can listen. Is this I'm fighting for the belt? Question mark. Not yet. We're at Weili versus Shevchenko. The 5th round is about to start, Shiz. And Weili has lost all 4 rounds as of now. She's lost all 4 rounds on my card. I don't think any judge can dispute that. We're headed into the 5th. Shevchenko looks fresh as a daisy. Not a mark on her. Weili's been hurt to the body many times with some knees and some kicks. Weili needs a finish. She needs something huge. Let's see what she does. Round just started. We're at 4:49. Weili tried to flurry. Now they're back in the clinch. I'm assuming Shevchenko is going to get another takedown. Let's see what happens. Oh, good body kick by Shevchenko. Big body kick. Shevchenko's been attacking the body since early in round 1, and now we have a huge body kick in round 5. By the Weili. Weili's hurt. Weili back in the clinch. She's trying to force the clinch. She can't strike with Shevchenko. A good elbow by Weili, and now Shevchenko looks like she just took her down. Shevchenko takes down Weili one more time. Weili has not been able to get up off her back all night. She got up once early in round 1, but since then she has not been able to get back to her feet. And now we have Shevchenko back on top with 3 minutes left. Guys, I'm not going to get into a nutritional lesson, but I do high carb, low fat. So I eat plenty of carbs, but I don't eat much fat. And tortillas, the tortillas I have are low fat. I placed all my ETH on Weili. That's from Tom Lee. Big mistake, Tom Lee. Big mistake for Tom Lee. Can't take advice from Tom Lee no more. That's a bad financial investment. Guys, this is going to go down as a dominant win for Shevchenko. A big win for Shevchenko. But it wasn't the most exciting fight. So far, the night's been wild, I'm sure. But this one, a little difficult to watch. All right, my dear. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. T'es la plus fine. Merci. Guys, get yourself an awesome wife like I did. She brings you treats. Look at this. Look how much she got. Look what she got for me. See? Look at that. More tortillas. Why? More tortilla chips. Why? She knows her man likes tortilla chips. You got to get yourselves one of these. One of these super wives. Not spicy enough, actually. You're the best. Merci, mon amour. Thank you. Yeah, double it. Thank you. All right, guys. We have Shevchenko on top position, half guard, top, raining down blows. Nothing crazy. No major damage. Weili tries a elbow from the bottom, hammer fist from the bottom. 14 seconds left. Weili's finally coming alive. She's finally, but she's up kicking now. The fight's pretty much over. 5 seconds left. Weili's not trying to get up off her back. She's just kind of laying there, up kicking. Fight's over. Even there was 1 second left, they got up, start shaking hands. Weili lost all 5 rounds. Coach, do you think fighters outside of North America get tested for steroids as much as in North America? I think they don't. That's from Mahad. I don't know, actually. I would love to look that up. Merci, amour. Thank you. I'll have to look that up, but yeah, it's probably harder. They probably have less budget for that. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if it's less common. Coach got lucky. Gen Z has it very difficult finding good wives. That's from Yahya. Tell me about it, man. I feel sorry for you guys. Coach is about to have a 1,000 calorie snack at 12 a.m. That's from Levant. Levant, this is my first meal of the day. I didn't eat since yesterday. I just went to a restaurant, ate, and this is my snack. Don't worry about it. I promise you. You carb up like this, you won't get fat. After I eat this, I have some protein cookies. I made some protein cookies so I wouldn't eat a dessert at the restaurant. And they're waiting for me after this, after these chips. Shevchenko wins again, unanimous. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't get fat eating like this. I just measured my waist this morning, 32 inches. Shevchenko leaves the fight without a blemish. Not even a scratch on her. All right, guys. It's time for the main event shortly. All that dominance by Valentina ruined by that horrible dance. That's from Dorothy's slippers. Come on, man. That dance ain't so bad. What a fighter. Shevchenko's a beast, man. A killer. Incredible, dominant fight. Not the most exciting fight. Not the most back and forth fight. Definitely. It was one sided dominance from Shevchenko. Mostly the fight was clinching, takedowns, Shevchenko on top. And of course, Shevchenko landed some very sneaky body kicks and some nice body knees to the body, and just dominance from Shevchenko. Emmanuel, salute. That's the kind of glass of water you need to have. Like this, huge. I can't drink with those little itty bitty glasses. I take 2 sips and I gotta refill again. Okay, let's see what Weili says. Let's hear.
Do you now think that you will go back down to 115 pounds?
今天晚上你尽了你最大的努力追寻你的梦想，你想完成这件事情，然后你也是在这项运动当中依然是最好、最优秀的一名女选手之一。所以你现在什么打算？你觉得你接下来想回到草量级吗？
首先，我想恭喜瓦伦蒂娜，我已经尽了所有我的力量，但是没有赢得比赛，非常抱歉。然后我知道现场有很多从国内全飞过来看我比赛的，非常抱歉，谢谢大家。但是我已经尽力了，然后虽然今天没有赢得比赛，我还是会继续加油努力，然后来继续让自己变得更强。
First, I wanted to congratulations to Valentina Shevchenko. She did a great job. Also tonight, I really did my best. I lost. I feel sorry to all the fans who supported me. Thank you guys for coming to the New York City fight, especially the fans coming from China. Thank you. I will not stop trying. I will not gonna take it tired. I will continue to marching forward.
我还想跟在电视机前看直播的朋友们说，别担心我，我很好，我没事儿。
Also, to all the fans right now watching from the TV, don't worry about me. I'm okay. I feel great.
然后我想感谢我的教练团队，他们为我付出了非常非常多。然后感谢我的家人，感谢我的朋友，感谢所有支持我的粉丝。
Also, wanted to say thank you to my team, my coaches. They have done a lot for me. Thanks to my family, my friends, everyone who has supported me.
Will you continue at 115 pounds or will you try to stay at 125?
你觉得你会继续在草量级继续打拼，还是有什么其他的想法？
我觉得到后面的时候看情况。
Yeah, probably gonna take a break and just rest and think about it.
我还想感谢最后一个人，就是张伟丽。
The last person I wanted to thank for is myself.
因为我觉得伟丽是一个跌倒了再可以站起来的人，伟丽是一个没有放弃的人。我非常感谢我自己的努力。
Because Zhang Weili is someone who falls and she gets up and she never gives up.
Well, it was a valiant effort tonight. You are one of the greatest. Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, guys, there you have it. Weili tried. She wasn't able to really make a strong attempt at beating Shevchenko. Shevchenko was just too much, guys. She was just too much. The story was just pretty much body attacks from Shevchenko, and then Shevchenko would body lock her, bring her down, dominate her on the ground. And that was it, guys. All right, guys, what else we got here? We're waiting on the main event, guys. During the main event, I won't be eating chips. I promise you that. George St. Pierre, my boy, they got him in the stands. They got Frankie Edgar. They got Diego Lopez. Whole bunch of superstars. They had Mofsar in the crowd. This is a big fight, guys. This is it. It's coming up. Madalena to win, plus 220. Method of victory, KO, plus 230. That's crazy. The champ is the underdog. The main event is next. Coach, it wasn't the most exciting fight, but you're about to see a big upset for JDM. That's from Edgar. Edgar, wow. Let's see. Coach, what would you have told Weili in the corner? That's from Noah. Noah, first of all, okay, basics. You tell her, look, you got to win now by KO. You got to stop her or KO. That's the obvious. The other thing I would have told her is, I would have told her to move forward only. Like, if you want to win this fight, you're going to have to take a shot or two and move forward. If you take a shot and step back, the time's going to elapse. You're going to end up circling. You're going to end up not swinging at the bat. It's better to go off your shield. I think in a title fight, it's better to go out on your shield than to circle, back up, let the time expire, and just finish the fight. No, I would rather, finish the fight, meaning letting the fight go to the judge's scorecard. You got to win by KO and by submission. So I would have pushed her. I would have egged her on to throw combinations, starting at the body, finishing at the head. And I would have asked her for 3 or 4 or 5 punches, not 1 or 2. She was throwing 1, then she was throwing a 1-2. She was throwing a fake. No, she needed 3, 4, and 5 combos. 5 strike combos. Why? She's desperate. Will she take damage doing that? Yes. Is it a risk? Yes. Does she have to take the risk? Now's the appropriate time to take that risk. I wouldn't have asked her to do that in round 1 or 2, but in round 3, after round 3 slips away, now we have to start attacking with 3, 4, 5 strike combinations. Why? You're too behind. You got to make up the deficit. And of course, depending on what we worked out in practice, I'll be calling for whatever I deemed appropriate. But I would have asked her to up her volume. No 2-punch combinations. No 2-strike combinations. It would have to be 3, 4, 5, 6 strike combinations. Coach, I think Islam is going to finish him in the first or second. There are levels to this game. That's from Gigzer. Oh, it's hard to say when a fight's going to be ended. But it wouldn't surprise me if this fight goes to decision. And I really think it's going to be a seesaw battle. It's going to go back and forth. All right, guys. I am ready for this main event.
To be greatest.
MSG is a big fight, fighting pound for pound number 1. It's a big challenge. Get a win over him. It's going to be a great moment for my career and my legacy. I'm excited to test myself against one of the best mixed martial artists in the world and take him out.
All right, let's go, man. Let's get this show on the road. All right, I'm really pumped for this fight. Guys, comments and questions on this fight. Let's go. JDM versus Makhachev.
This guy doesn't just win, he brutalizes people, hurts them badly.
Islam will not play with his food like Poirier. That's from Jamil. Jamil, was he playing with his food? I think he was. I hope Makhachev has improved since the Poirier fight, because he's going to need to be. And I'm banking on it that he did improve. He saw his mistakes he did with Poirier. He's fixed them, because if he makes the same mistakes he did with Poirier, he's going to lose. I think he's going to be improved. I think he went back to the drawing board. You know, Poirier was able to switch on him. Poirier was able to tag him a few times. Poirier was able to escape a few takedowns. Makhachev has got to do better, but I think he can. I really believe he can. Guys, shout out to Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. He is already the greatest trainer of all time, combat trainer of all time. But if Makhachev wins tonight, he will be the undisputed greatest combat athlete trainer of all time. All right, guys, the show's about to start. I'm really excited right now. Coach Dylan Dennis tweeted yesterday that if JDM beats Makhachev, he would give $3,000 to one person who liked his Twitter post. Then today he got beat down at the fight. LOL. That's from name. He got beat down? Did Dylan Dennis get beat down at the fights? Hold on, let me look that up. Is that true? Dylan Dennis gets shocked by unseen UFC 322 knockout. Dylan Dennis involved in crowd fight. Dylan Dennis crowd fight Misfits MMA star ejected after brawl with Team Khabib. Oh, Team Khabib jumped on him. Of Team Khabib, including Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov. Okay, so yeah, there was a fight in the stands. Well, I'm sure we're going to hear all about it. Makhachev is making his way. Khabib behind him. The legends, the Dagestani legends, the duo. He has 15 wins in a row in UFC. Isn't that incredible? MashaAllah. If he wins tonight, he ties Anderson Silva for the most consecutive wins in UFC at 16. And he would be double champion at the same time. Incredible. MashaAllah. Do you think Islam surprises catch Della with a head kick? That's from Tarman. Could be a head kick. Yeah, he's a very powerful kicking ability. Of course, we saw that with the Volkanovski fight. I think one punch striking or one kick striking, I think Makhachev has a slight edge in power against JDM. JDM is a more refined boxer, more volume, more strikes per minute, more sophisticated in his attacks in the striking realm. But with Makhachev's power and his takedowns, it makes a very strong recipe for the striking because you're worried about the takedowns. So it opens up Makhachev striking. Of course, we saw Khabib drop McGregor. McGregor, a more seasoned striker, but gets dropped by a wrestler. Why? He thought a takedown was coming, and it was a right hand, on overhand right. So I think Makhachev's bringing that dilemma, of course, like Khabib, and that's how he can maybe dominate the striking against JDM. If this was a boxing fight, boxing rules fight, you'd have to go with JDM all day long. JDM would win. If it was a straight kickboxing fight, we'd have to go with JDM. But because grappling is a constant threat throughout this entire MMA fight, JDM's attention will be divided. All right, guys. Makhachev is in the octagon. And he's looking massive. He's going to demolish this guy, brother. We'll see, inshallah. We'll see. He's going to check his grappling, that's for sure. Let me tell you something. Islam Makhachev is going to check JDM's grappling in round 1, minute 1. And we're going to see. We're going to see JDM's wrestling and grappling. We're going to see his wrestling and grappling ability. I hope God put the fear of JDM I hope God put fear in JDM's heart. Nasir. Inshallah, brother. Inshallah, we'll see. It'll be great to see Makhachev steamroll him, but we'll see. I think this is going to be a seesaw battle. I think it's going to be tough. All right, JDM's coming out. JDM, the champ, is here, gentlemen. The champ. JDM looking mean. He's coming out wearing shorts and a t-shirt. No sweater, no hoodie, no long pants. That's not a really good idea. I'll tell you why. Because you're the striker. You want to stay sweaty. you want this fight to get sweaty. You know, you want to come out with a hoodie and shorts, and your pants, and you want to have worked out a sweat in the back. And you want to go in the fight sweaty, so you want to keep your body covered as long as possible. He's coming out bone dry. No sweat. Those punches to the body are JDM's most dangerous tool. That's from Rabia, for sure. Body shots can be devastating, but I think his best strike is probably his right hand. He's got a credible right hand. He sets it up beautifully. He's very, very stealthy about it. He doesn't telegraph, but definitely he's very good at the body shots as well. Thoughts on Trevor Whitman as a trainer? That's from Not Me. Not Me, he's a good friend of mine. I trained with him back in the day. He's a great trainer, excellent striking coach. He knows absolutely what he's doing. Very experienced man. And great guy as well, Trevor. Great guy. JDM reminds me a bit of Nick Diaz, my favorite fighter. May the better man win. That's from Mr. Fender. Yeah, he does have that chipping style, you know. I wouldn't say he's exactly like Diaz, no, but they definitely have that chipping style where you don't overpunch and you look for volume. But I would tell you JDM has more power, and his defense is, in my opinion, much better. He's defensively more responsible than a Diaz. And you know what? JDM is a good kicker. He's underrated because he's underrated in the kicking department because his hands do so much great work. But he's also a good kicker. Whereas Nate was not really a kicker. Or Nick either. Nick wasn't much of a kicker either. All right, guys. We're going to have the introductions very shortly. This fight's happening right now. We are 12:22 a.m. and both men are now in the octagon at 12:22 a.m. Makhachev is a minus 305 favorite. That's huge. Incredible. Main event introductions. Bruce, it's time for him to do his thing.
Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon sidearms: Derek Cleary, Saul Diamanto, and Ron McCarthy. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. UFC 322 is brought to you by V-Chain, rewarding fans for making better choices every day. Download V-World today and earn with purpose. And by Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Rated M. And now,
Nobody does it like Bruce. Nobody. Bruce is the man. When it comes to ring announcement, fight announcement, Bruce is number one. Sold out. Is Mamdani in the crowd? I hope Mamdani's in the crowd. Come on, we need Mamdani in the crowd. All right, it's time for the champ to be announced.
18 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds, fighting out of Perth,
Wow. Guys, Bruce is the best, man. Bruce is number one. When it comes to announcement, nobody touches Bruce. I'm so pumped right now. All right, they're both in the center of the octagon. Herb Dean is the referee. We're about to start, son. All right, they're touching gloves. Islam Makhachev looks bigger. Islam Makhachev looks bigger. All right, the fight is about to start, guys. I'm giving you a play-by-play. This is it, guys. This is it. We are 12:26 a.m. and the fight is now about to hit round one. I'm going to let you know when the round starts. Time, let's go. Fight is on. Both men in southpaw stance. Low kick by Makhachev. Madalena's in a short stance. Low, another low kick by Makhachev. Oh, tag. Makhachev gets tagged with the left hand. Madalena is really, really low. JDM is standing low with a tight guard. Another low kick by Makhachev. 3 low kicks for Makhachev. 1 left hand that scored for JDM. We're at 4 minutes 30. 4 minutes 30 seconds left in the round one. Low kick attempt by JDM misses. JDM staying nice and low. High guard and low push kick to the face by Makhachev grazes JDM. Try to get him out of that position. Body punch, body jab by JDM. JDM really covered up nice and tight. Fires that jab, misses. Oh, both men exchange. Not sure who touched who. That happened really fast. Another body jab attempt by... Oh, shot! Single leg. Makhachev's got a single. He's got the fight down to the ground. It's 3 minutes, 51 seconds. I told you guys. In minute 1, round 1, Makhachev is going to test the wrestling of JDM. He's on top of JDM in the half guard. JDM now trying to throw a little shot here from the bottom. Makhachev is on top in the first 30-ish seconds of round 1. Incredible. Excuse me, minute 30. Minute 30 of the round 1. Fantastic. He's got total control here. He's got 3 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in round 1. He's got plenty of time to work. He's in half guard, chest-to-chest position. Lots of pressure from the top position. He's going to soften up JDM from here. Brilliant, guys. Round 1, minute 1, he shoots. Okay, let's call it a minute and a half. Minute 10, let's say. And I got to tell you guys, Makhachev looks like the bigger of the two. It's incredible. Guys, in my half guard pressure passing video, I show you George St. Pierre's favorite way to pass half guard and Coach Zahabi's favorite way. And now he's using Coach Zahabi's favorite way, where you put your head on the opposite side of the underhook. I like it that way. Why? Because the guy on the bottom, he's totally pinned. George has another way of doing it. I like to do it because I can pin the guy in free one arm. And now look, Makhachev is doing that exact position. Now he goes back to chest position, but he was hammering JDM. JDM trying to get up to his feet here. Makhachev, is JDM able to get, JDM got to his knees. He's up on all fours now. He's up on 2 hands, 2 feet on the ground. Knees off the floor. JDM's almost up. His hands are still on the ground. Okay, Makhachev got one of his knees. Oh, Makhachev is taking the back. Makhachev is taking the back. 2 hooks are in, guys. We have 2 minutes, 5 seconds left. And JDM's back has been taken by Makhachev. JDM turns to half guard. He's able to go from back control, his back taken to half guard. Incredible transition by Makhachev. JDM was almost up on his feet. JDM kind of got to his knees, started getting up from his knees to his feet and his hands on the floor. 4-point position. Makhachev brings him back down to 1 knee and takes his back. Incredible. We got a minute 30 left roughly, and JDM is now flat on his back, back in half guard, bottom position. This is a clear round for Makhachev. Clear round. He shot in a single leg. He did a foot sweep with a club and sweep takedown. He got on top of Madalena within about a minute 15 seconds in. Incredible. Again, guys, this is very early in the fight, but round 1 is definitely looking like it's going to go Makhachev's way. We have 1 minute, 7 seconds left in round 1. Guys, half guard is so important. You got to know your half guard. And Makhachev knows his half guard. It's incredible. He's going for Darce. He's reaching for Darce. And JDM sees it coming. He's defending beautifully. Everything is going well for Makhachev as of now. They got 40 seconds left. Now it would be wise for Makhachev to try one of those darces. Octopus attempt for Madalena. Not able to get it. Not able to get up off his back. He abandons the octopus position and now goes for his underhook. He's getting shut down. His underhook is getting shut down by Makhachev. JDM trying to throw an elbow from the bottom. Not really successful. Back to full guard. 10-second mark. Where the 10-second, the clapper went off. And now JDM is kind of scrambling for a leg. He's kind of got like an ashy, but he's got nothing from here. He's trying to up kick. There's nothing for him. Illegal up kick from JDM. Illegal up kick that make contact with Makhachev's face. Makhachev's complaining to the ref. Herb Dean is talking to JDM. JDM did throw an illegal kick. Makhachev had one knee on the ground and JDM up kicked him. Khabib not happy about it. But guys, I got to tell you, Makhachev looks like the bigger man. They're trying to tell JDM to keep the range and get the jab going more. They want him to jab. They want him to get back to the jab, keep the range, and get to the jab more. Makhachev was able to close the range with a single leg. He didn't do much striking before the single leg. He just kind of reached for it and got it. And Madalena didn't react. You know, he gave up the single leg. And then Makhachev hit a beautiful club and trip takedown. Guys, it's in my single leg made easy video. It's one of the most important single leg takedowns. Make sure to check it out. Use Holiday 55 off and get 55% off. Single leg made easy. But it's all in there, you guys. You got to know your single leg. You got to know your single leg. All right, round 2 is starting. Right now, round 2 is on. Madalena in southpaw stance. Of course, Makhachev is always in southpaw stance. But Madalena likes to switch it up every so often. And now Madalena goes slightly, for just a moment, he went back to orthodox and went back to southpaw. I think he wants to say southpaw to avoid that kick. Makhachev's powerful left kick. Guys, I got to tell you something. Volkanovski did better in round 1 against Makhachev than Madalena, which tells you a lot. In their first fight, when he fought Makhachev and he had a full training camp, he did better in round 1 than JDM did so far. Okay, single leg attempt by Makhachev. JDM did a nice limp leg, got out. It wasn't a serious attempt. It was kind of like a half-hearted takedown attempt. I'm not liking Makhachev's low kick. He's dropping his hands when he's low kicking. I find that's a mistake, but he did land a low kick successfully again. Oh, nice left head kick by Makhachev against JDM. He tight plums him. He's got a clinch now. Makhachev's got a clinch. Pushes JDM to the fence. JDM still up on his feet, trying to defend some fence wrestling from Makhachev. Makhachev kind of got hit on the way in. Makhachev landed a nice head kick prior to this exchange. JDM with a trip. They're on the ground. JDM is on the bottom. He did a trip, kind of like tried to jump into an armbar and ended up on the bottom. Big mistake now from Madalena. Madalena is now on his back, up against the fence with his feet up in the air. He's in kind of inverted guard, trapped against the fence. And Makhachev now is freeing his left arm. He's going to start striking here shortly. Or no, he's electing to pin Madalena to the ground. And another top position. We're 3 minutes, 18 seconds left into the round 2. And Makhachev is securing a very strong top position here, again in half guard. So far, we're 3 minutes left in round 2, and you got to give it to Makhachev. Makhachev is now leading this round as well. He won round 1, and he's leading in round 2. Madalena is overthinking, which is why he's making big mistakes. That's from Muhammad E. Could be he's overthinking. But he did get hit with that head kick. I told you guys, one-shot power. Makhachev is really dangerous. He got hit with that head kick. It kind of discombobulated him a bit. It was an exchange, and you could see he was still kind of like needing time to get his bearings. And Makhachev put him up against the fence. And then what's crazy is JDM tried to take Makhachev down with a trip. Now you'd think, okay, he's doing it just to get Makhachev off him. No, but he followed up with like an armbar attempt, which is crazy. He was trying to step over an underhook. JDM was trying to step over an underhook. That's when you're like trying to take the back. He tried to basically engage Makhachev in a dogfight position. Big mistake. It blew up in his face. He ended up on the bottom. He should have disengaged. Guys, I mean, right now, we got 2 minutes left in round 2. It's 2 dominant rounds so far for Makhachev. It doesn't seem like JDM is getting off his back right now. He seems stuck. He seems as stuck can be. Maybe he has a prayer to kind of like put his feet up against the fence and try to bridge off because his back's up against the octagon. But Makhachev is just in total control right now. Okay, another octopus attempt by JDM. Guys, I'm not big on the octopus. I know Craig Jones is very famous for his octopus video. I think octopus is like a B game. You should know it, but it's not the best. He's tried it now twice on Makhachev. He learned it by Craig Jones, the guy who, you know, really popularized octopus guard. It didn't work. I'm telling you guys. I tell people all the time, octopus is a B move. It's a B series. You should know it, but it's not the best. I teach it myself, but I tell my students, try to avoid going to octopus because the guy on the top has the advantage. When my students try it on me, I will tell you 9 times out of 10, shut them down. It's not the best move. He's trying it again. Madalena is trying octopus again for the 3rd time in the fight, and it got rejected and shut down again. So I'm telling you guys, a lot of people tell me, oh no, half guard this, half guard that. Guys, he's training with one of the best half guard guys in the world, the octopus guy, the guy who made the video, made octopus famous. He's not even getting close. It's not the best. In my opinion, it's just not the best strategy. It's too much energy for the guy on the bottom, and I think it's going to wear out Madalena more than anything else. And here we are with 26 seconds left in round number 2, and some nice elbows and forearm strikes by Makhachev. Makhachev looking like the bigger man. He looks huge right now. Okay, here we go. Madalena trying to go to his knees. I think a Darce is coming up. A Darce attempt. Madalena back up to his feet. Knee by Makhachev. Makhachev pushing Madalena up to his feet. I don't know, kind of like Makhachev kind of let him up almost in a way. Kind of relented the pressure. We got 1 second left. Trip attempt by Madalena. No go. And now we're back in the corner.
The issue we're having is you're not moving your feet. Yeah, hold that. Give me a mouthpiece. You want it? Move your feet. You're stuck in the mud, yeah? Listen, 2 rounds on the ground, he can't get you, all right? Yeah. We need a bit more momentum. However, let's not get on the ground. Keep the reins there.
They're telling him, you're not moving your feet. Okay, which I don't agree. I don't think that's why he's getting taken down. They're telling him, wake up, Jack. Come on. Greg Jones is there. Hasn't said anything yet.
I want to see 3 more if we need to, okay? Amazing round.
Both men look good, but Makhachev looks like the fresher. He was the one on top. He was spending less energy. So far, it looks like Jack Madalena is being worn down a little bit from being on the bottom. Madalena's coach is telling him, your feet are stuck in the mud. You need to move your feet more. And I think that's important, but that's not why he got taken down. He got taken down because he got hit with a head kick. He was a little bit discombobulated. There was an exchange, and he didn't see Islam's change of distance. All right, here we go. What I'm not liking about Makhachev is when he kicks, he's dropping his hands. It's a little bit scary. Madalena's corner is asking him to keep the range, keep your feet moving, don't settle your feet. Little jab by Makhachev. Another jab by Makhachev. JDM looks like he's slowed down a little bit. He's thrown a couple of kicks, a couple of feelers, but not much snap to them. Low kick by Makhachev, dropping his hands. This is going to drive me nuts. He's dropping his hands when he's low kicking. He's throwing maybe 7 low kicks in the fight so far, but he's dropping his hands. It's very scary because that's a good opportunity for JDM to score. Madalena moved forward with the left hand, moving his head out of the way, but didn't connect. Some fakes by Madalena now. Low kick. Oh, that low kick hurt JDM. JDM stumbled off the low kick. Push kick to the face from Makhachev on JDM. It seems like those low kicks are adding up. That was probably the 8th or 9th low kick that Makhachev has landed. Oh, head kick attempt that just misses by Makhachev. Left hand, right hook by Makhachev. Beautiful connection. Makhachev again leading now. Winning the striking, I would tell you. Left hand. Oh, body shots from JDM. Tie plum from Makhachev. Good right hand by JDM. They're exchanging now, guys. They're going back and forth here. This is heating up. This fight is heating up. We're at 3 minutes, 15 seconds of round number 3. Low kick, another low kick by Makhachev. Those low kicks are piling up. Double leg takedown, easy takedown for Makhachev. We're at 3 minutes, 5 seconds, and JDM is now on his back. Makhachev got an easy takedown, guys. This is going to be probably, very likely, another round for Makhachev. That would make it 3 rounds to none. Too early to counter eggs here, but Makhachev is on top and on the neck, by the way. He's got a guillotine grip on top of Makhachev, attempting a Darce. Jack now flat on his back, got out of the Darce. Not looking good for Jack. Not looking good right now. Chest to chest, 2 minutes, 34 seconds left. And Makhachev seems fresh as a daisy, parked on top in half guard, double underhooks. He couldn't be in a better spot. He's just sitting pretty right now. Halfway through the fight. We are now halfway through the fight, and Makhachev has got an incredibly dominant position, a place where, you know, what can I say? It's his wheelhouse here. He's on top, half guard, chest to chest position, underhook. He's got everything he wants. He's going to move to mount now, it seems. No, Maddalena able to defend. Near side underhook. Guys, I show you this exact sequence. This is what I show in my half guard passing made easy. Guys, this is a GSP blueprint, and Makhachev was watching GSP growing up. I'm sure they're copying our blueprint from back in the day. This is a John Danaher blueprint, and we, of course, we mastered it well, and this is what they're doing. The Dagestanis, when they went to learn the ground, they copied their favorite fighter, which I'm sure was GSP, because Khabib says his father's favorite fighter was always GSP. Well, this is the John Danaher system. He's doing exactly now, foot in the thigh. I mean, Makhachev is doing the GSP recipe. It's a beautiful thing to see. The next generation doing it. We're at minute 20 left in the round, and it's just another Makhachev round. Easy Makhachev round. And he scored a beautiful, easy double leg. Okay, Makhachev fishing for a Darce guillotine combination here. That level change was quick. Adam, bro, I would tell you that was an incredible level change. You're right. Definitely. A very, very dominant round for Makhachev. Guys, this is just totally one-sided fight. Totally. 51 seconds left in round number 3, and Makhachev is just leading the dance. It's going to be 3-0 going into the championship round. Maddalena's got to come out for round 4, going for broke. None of this dabbing, touching, sticking, and moving. He's got to brawl, man. He's got to mix it up. Maddalena trying some desperate octopus attacks again, getting shut down royally. That's why, guys, I said I don't like half guard as a guard, and you guys were giving me so much heat. Oh, coach, what are you talking about? Guys, this is MMA, man. He's getting shut down and hit. He's getting drowned under the body weight. It's not the best place to be. He's been hanging out in half guard almost the entire time he's on the floor. Okay, Maddalena finally getting to his knees. He's in on a single leg, trying to turn it into something here. Trying to get up to a double leg. Maddalena almost taking Makhachev down, and Makhachev going to Uchimata trip. Round ends. So some life in Maddalena in the last 10 seconds. All right, let's listen to the corner.
Jack, we got 10 minutes. We're 3 down, yeah? Start hurting this cunt. Yeah, you've got to put hands on him, Jack. You've got to put hands on him. Move your feet, yeah? Remember the game, man. Remember all camp. Remember the changing room. Let's just go. Don't be overawed by this guy, man. Put some damage on him. Let's start hurting him. 10 minutes to finish this one, Jack.
Guys, the corner doesn't know what to do. The cornerman's telling him, you're hanging out in half guard the whole time. Don't go half guard. He's right about that. They took Greg Jones out of the corner now. It's his other coach from Australia, I imagine, that's with him. Listen, you can't just tell the guy, don't go to half guard. And he's telling him, come on, put it on him. How do you want him to put on Makhachev? What actually do you want him to do? Let's see what Maddalena does now. This is round 4, guys. If he loses one more round, I mean, even if he wins 2 rounds, he loses. He needs to finish. JDM now needs to finish. Let's see what happens. Guys, JDM's got a lot of experience. I'm sure he's going to come alive now in round 4. I'm sure he's going to go for broke. Head kick attempt by Maddalena. Maddalena is now in orthodox position. He's just throwing out feelers. No heat. No power in his shots. He's just throwing out his limbs gently. Head kick attempt again by Makhachev. A weird kind of skipping kick, kind of weird mechanics there. I think Makhachev is going to shoot in the next few seconds here. JDM hesitating. He's not throwing. He's not throwing. Oh, body kick by Makhachev. Nothing too powerful. Nothing connected too hard, but a nice little body kick. JDM just throwing out feelers. Not trying to throw anything with intent. And I think that's going to be a mistake. Jack waiting too much. Overthinking it. He's really overthinking it. He seems like he has no trust in his takedown defense. Makhachev faking a takedown, getting a reaction out of JDM. JDM with a high guard, throws a big right, misses Makhachev. Makhachev with a little uppercut. Low kick that hurts JDM, guys. I got to tell you, I think Makhachev is winning the striking so far. Nice little left hand by Makhachev. Makhachev double leg, easy takedown for Makhachev. An easy double leg takedown. We are now in round 4, 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Makhachev is on top, guys. This is looking to be an easy fight from Makhachev. Guys, tonight, so far, I have every single pick correct. Every single pick correct. I picked BSD. I picked Shevchenko. I picked Morales. I picked, who else? Shevchenko, yeah? I picked Islam Makhachev. I picked Bo Nickel. Every single pick. This is, I think, the first time I get every single pick correct. Alhamdulillah. I hope Makhachev wins it because that's like my number 1 pick. Okay, Makhachev now kind of like in a floating guard pass. JDM gets to his knees. Back take by Makhachev with 1 hook. 2 hooks are in. JDM tries to roll to safety. Fails. Makhachev now on his back with a triangle. Body triangle. 2 minutes, 25 seconds. This could be a finish, guys. We can have a finish here in the next few minutes. They're lucky betting isn't haram, coach. Would have been dangerous. That's from Palestine. Yeah, betting is haram, so I can't bet, my friends. Cannot bet. Guys, I picked Morales over Brady as well. I couldn't believe the matchmakers made Brady the favorite. JDM looks very demotivated. That's from Fabros. I agree with you. I think the corner should have given him a different direction. You know, they're just kind of egging him on. You can hear the disappointment in their voice. Guys, you don't want to sound disappointed to your fighter. You want to give him a ray of hope. You want to give him a path. Something you practice in training, in the practice room, that we assume that we might be in these certain circumstances, and we assume that sometimes fights don't go our way. And what are we going to do in the later rounds when a fight is not going our way? We're going to make adjustments. What adjustments are those? He didn't tell JDM what adjustments to make. He just kind of like told him indirectly. He's kind of disappointed. Hey, man, you're just playing half card. You're not winning. You're not doing well. You got to come alive. You got to go. Like, he's just kind of giving him, he's kind of dumping his emotions on his fighter. His fighter's already down. You're putting him even lower. I would have riled him up. I would have gave him some energy. I would have gave him some, like, this is what we're going to do. This is what you got to do. And this is how you're going to do it. And we got to put one on his chin. And we got to end this night. I would have riled him up. I would have given him a sense of urgency. I just felt the atmosphere in his corner was like one of, it's not going well. No, it's not that it's not going well. Yes, it's not going well. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to change things around. We're going to turn things around. This is what we're looking to do. Now, JDM is looking really bad. He's in a Kimura situation here. His head is up against the fence. Bad position for JDM. 25 seconds left. Makhachev working a Kimura. Doesn't look too promising. Okay, JDM now sits up, back against the fence. Will Makhachev let him up? Even if he lets him up, I mean, there's only 12 seconds left. So there's the clapper. Another easy round for Makhachev. Makhachev was talking to DC or gesturing to DC.
5 minutes. It takes you one shot to finish a fight. Hit him in the body hard, smash him in the face. Let's get some fucking hands on this guy. On the ground, take a risk. No half guard, right? If he's gonna put you in the dance, take the dance. We'll fucking Hail Mary that sub, right? Let's fucking go, Jack. Do you want to win this fucking fight? Do you want to keep your belt? 5 minutes. Give me that animal.
You got to get that animal that's inside you, Jack. That's what the quarterman on the outside said. I like that advice better. He's right, though. The quarterman did a much better job. He riled him up. He said, look, you got to put hands on him. You're waiting too much. You got to put hands on him. You got 5 minutes left. Put hands on him. He's 100% right. He's overthinking it. Jack de la Maddalena is overthinking it. He has paralysis by analysis. He's overthinking. When's the right time to punch? When's not the right time to punch? When's the right time to sprawl? It's too late for that kind of thinking right now. You're not ahead. You got to work. Maddalena pressing forward. Now the coach has lit a fire underneath him. Of course he's got to take a chance. He's got to take. He's behind. He's behind. Maddalena throwing hands. Back to another double leg for Makhachev. Easy takedown, guys. Easy takedown. Look, at least JDM tried it. At least he tried it. He tried to put hands on him. Went for a body shot. Went for some shots. Now he's back down in half guard. He's got his wrist trapped. Guys, this looks like it's going to be a runaway fight for Makhachev. Going back to the Kimura. Makhachev back on the Kimura. Wow. This one looks much more promising than the earlier one. Again with the octopus guard. Guys, again, he's getting shut down with octopus guard. Shut down. He's tried it like 7 times in this match. Stop with the octopus guard, man. Stop, please. Stop with these fancy guards. Guys, octopus guard is a very sensitive guard. You got to be able to move with the pressure. You have to have a lot of experience. When a guy's a better grappler than you, more experienced grappler than you, and you try that kind of stuff, you're going to get shut down. And it's also a high energy maneuver. It's not sustainable. He's trying it again. It's the 9th time. My count, it's been 9 times he's trying it. And every single time the result is Jack wasting energy. This is crazy. Guys, I know Greg Jones liked this guard, but this was a really... Oh, look, he's trying it again. He got shut down again. It's just a very sensitive guard. It's something you got to do for years to figure out. You can't just do it for like 2 years, a year. You got to do it for a long time to get it at high levels. It's just not a good position. I don't like this strategy. He's trying it again. This is number 10 now? He's trying octopus again. Just 2 minutes, 52 seconds, man. Do something else. Guys, my last guard video was how to deal with half guard pressure from the bottom. Jack needs that video. Jack needs that video real bad. Because, my videos, I always put them in order. Here are the top moves you want to do. If you don't have these, then you go to these other moves. And the backup plan is octopus. He's been trying to do octopus from the get-go. His primary move is octopus. He didn't try the other strategies that are stronger, more reliable, less energy. You spend a lot less energy. All right, we got 2 minutes, 8 seconds left. Maddalena's got full guard. Makhachev is chest to chest. Maddalena looks tired. Makhachev looks fresh as a daisy. All right, Makhachev moves back to half guard easily. Another octopus attempt. Goodness gracious, guys. Goodness gracious. He's trying a buggy choke. Oh, my God. He's trying a buggy choke. Guys, he's trying a buggy choke, man. Come on, man. Maddalena doesn't have enough experience for buggy choke. He doesn't have the legs for a buggy choke. This is crazy. This is really crazy. We got a minute. Oh, Darce attempt. Darce attempt. Darce attempt. Makhachev's got a Darce attempt. He's trying to buggy choke his way out of the Darce, which there's a Darce, buggy choke counter to the Darce. It fails, and now Makhachev's in north-south. Here's another octopus attempt. I think we're at 13 octopus attempts now. 1 minute, 2 seconds left. Makhachev shuts down the octopus attempt, obviously. A 14th octopus attempt. Oh, my God. Talk about, like, one track thinking. Like, he has one move in his arsenal. If it doesn't work, just repeat. Repeat it from round 1 to round 5. Just keep repeating the same move that doesn't work, keeps getting shut down. Another, can you believe it? He tried another octopus escape. Guys, Makhachev is just cruising right now. You know what, guys? Octopus is now forbidden. I don't want anybody doing octopus no more. Goodness gracious. This was a one-sided fight. Guys, I respect both these men. I respect Jack, but this was not the right game plan tonight. All right, Jack's on his back pretty much. Gets to two knees now. He's in turtle. 5 seconds left. I think Islam's just kind of like smiling right now and just kind of like he's already celebrating. Islam Makhachev wins. The boys shake hands, a little hug. An easy win, guys. All 5 rounds, Makhachev. Double champ, my friends. Double champ. All right, guys. Give me your comments and questions on this fight, guys. Come on. If you didn't see it, go ahead and ask me. I'll tell you the details. But at the end of the day, it was a one-sided affair. Makhachev won all 5 rounds easily. I was expecting a seesaw battle, guys. I did pick Makhachev, but I was expecting a seesaw battle. Alhamdulillah, mashallah. Mashallah, alhamdulillah. Wow, what a win. I got to tell you guys also, Makhachev looks huge. 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 In round 2, Islam didn't score a takedown on the scorecard. It's Madalena that kind of jumped an armbar from dogfight and messed it up and ended up on the bottom. So every round, Makhachev technically scored a takedown and just dominated. Except for round 2, where Islam was working a takedown. Madalena does a trip, gets them down to dogfight, tries to jump into an armbar and misses, ends up on the bottom. At the end of the day, Makhachev scored a beautiful single leg and a bunch of 3 or 4 double legs. Easy win for Makhachev. And on the ground, Makhachev just dominant, just completely dominant. It wasn't seesaw battle at all. And what was frustrating kind of is like Madalena just kept trying to do octopus, 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 octopus. Then he tries a buggy choke. Even I think I counted 2 buggy choke attempts. It was just...
There you go. By unanimous decision, and
No! Allahu Akbar. 2 double belt champ. MashaAllah. Up on Khabib's shoulders. 2 belts up on Khabib's shoulders. Abdul Manap is the greatest trainer in the history of combat sports. MashaAllah. Pound for pound number 1, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the winner and new UFC welterweight champion of the world, Islam Makhachev, and you have now joined the very, very small amount of people that have been able to capture world titles in 2 different weight classes.
Man, this is the dream. All my life for this to build. Yeah! I'm really happy. I don't know. And the belt, so heavy, and I like it. I work hard for this moment. Thank you, all of you. New York, thank you.
How different did it feel to compete at 170 pounds without the severe weight cut? How much difference was your performance?
I swear to God, my life has changed. No cut weight, feel 5 rounds non-stop. I can wrestle. I can do whatever I want. And I make this night so easy. Thank you so much.
It was a phenomenal performance. What was the game plan going in here, and did it follow to a T?
This is my plan. It's not secret. All my opponents know this, and nobody can stop. Thank you.
Guys, I'll tell you something. It was an incredible performance. He beat Madalena better than he did better against Madalena than he did with Poirier. Saved the finish. Poirier did better than Madalena. He defended the takedowns better. He threw more shots. Everybody said, oh, well, JDM is going to do better than Poirier because Madalena is better. Not necessarily. We have a bigger, stronger, more healthy Makhachev. Those weight cuts were probably stunting his performance. And compare the two performances, Poirier definitely did better in the striking department. He threw more. He connected more against Makhachev. He defended more takedowns. The only thing Madalena did better than Poirier was not get finished. Everything else, Poirier, you got to give it to him. Poirier landed more, fought back more, resisted the ground better, escaped better off the ground. Like, he just did everything at a higher level, and especially in the striking. Madalena didn't score anything in the striking, which is shocking. And what's worse is he tried the same escape over and over again on the ground and never got it going. All right, guys, this is a celebration for the guys in the octagon. Incredible performance. I'm so happy for them. This is a great moment, a historical moment, mashallah. And alhamdulillah, Islam Makhachev wins, double champ in New York, hugging Khabib in the octagon. What an incredible moment. These two guys grew up training together under the same trainer, Abdul Manap, mashallah. And now Islam Makhachev is double champ, pound for pound, number one. No doubt, on Tuesday, you're going to wake up, you're going to see number one pound for pound, Islam Makhachev. Lots of interesting fights to make at 170 now. Lots of interesting super cards, super fights to be made for the welterweight title. Coach, you're the real winner. You got everything correct. That's from Detroit Viper. Wow, this is the first time. Oh, Makhachev shoulder throws Ali Abdelaziz in the center of the octagon. Incredible. Funny. Guys, this is the first time I think I get all my picks right. Every single pick. Let me go over them again. Just so I remember. Every single pick, man. Alhamdulillah. Okay, I picked Bo Nickel. I picked Benoit Saint-Denis. I picked Pratis. I picked Morales. I picked Shevchenko. And I picked Makhachev. All 6. Crazy. First time I think I ever picked all the fights correctly. It's not an easy thing to do, guys. Don't expect it to happen again for a very long time, okay? I'm not claiming that I know who's going to win these fights. Absolutely not. It's just like really rare that I get every single one of them right. Picking fights is one of the hardest things to do. Believe me, every time I'm at the shows, I'm always asking all the coaches, all the other fighters, like, who do you think about this fight? Who do you think? Who do you think? It's so difficult. Nobody gets it right all the time. Once in a while, you see somebody getting a bunch of them right, but it's a really hard thing to do. Because a lot of these fights, you know, look, I didn't think Makhachev was going to beat him that easily. I thought it was going to be a seesaw battle. But no, it was a one-sided affair. Madalena didn't really land anything of substance. He never really hurt Makhachev at all. Makhachev is now celebrating with not a mark on him, to be honest with you. Like, not a mark on him. I think the best shot Madalena landed was maybe like a body shot or maybe a punch to the head here and there, but nothing so memorable. But still, nonetheless, he did flurry here and there, maybe 3 or 4 times in the fight, and he tried, but just was too little. Makhachev was just too strong in the wrestling. Way too strong on the ground. JDM's corner messed it up, completely discouraging their fighter. I would change coaching team tonight. Go to Coach Zahabi. That's from Sanich. Well, you know, I'd love to work with a talented guy like Madalena, but it's a tall order for him to get back on the horse and go and make up this ground because Makhachev showed he's levels above. Levels. So it would take a lot. It would be a long journey, but it's possible. It's always possible. It's just a tough journey. And look, he won on every judge's scorecard. 50-45 on every scorecard. Nobody even thought to give Madalena 1 round. It's going to be a tough flight back home, guys. So this was not a good loss. You know, it was a tough loss. If it was a respectable loss, a seesaw battle, it's still a tough ride back home. But having a loss like this and going back home is a long trip back home, believe me. Thank you, Coach. Great watch along. Alhamdulillah, he won. That's from name. Ameen, brother. I agree with you 100%. It was an incredible night. Alhamdulillah. All right, guys. A couple of questions and comments if you want on the fights, and then I'm going to hang it up because it is 1 a.m. in the morning. Where are those body language experts now? That's from Muhammad. What were the body language experts saying? JDM's the dominant guy, the dominant alpha, and that Islam is like shying away and whatnot. Yeah, it's funny. Those videos are funny. Khabib must be over the moon. That's from Fashion Destination. Absolutely. Coach Khabib, man. Khabib had a lot to do with this preparation, believe me. I follow their content online, you know, their trainings and all that. And Khabib was a major part of this preparation. JDM should have tried the Eminari role. That's from CSS. Well, I will tell you, if he did that, he would be kind of laughed at. I think people would laugh at him. Very bad idea. Bad strategy. Coach, for us, is it possible JDM was injured? Did he look injured to you? That's from Muhammad E. To me, he didn't look injured, but it's very possible. Fighters take fights injured all the time because the buildup is so massive. The pressure, you know, everybody flew in, the ticket sales, and you're like, hey, you know, maybe, I'm assuming, I'm not saying JDM had a bad rib, but I know for a fact fighters often take fights even though they're not 100%. Sometimes they have an injured hand, an injured rib, or something. They were sick a couple of days ago. They get past the medicals nonetheless. They put on a happy face for the medicals. They get in the fight, and they're hoping they could still win even with an injury. And it can happen. It does happen. That's for certain. But I don't think it was that. It didn't seem like anything was bothering JDM. It just seemed like he was a deer in the headlights. He was overwhelmed by the wrestling. He didn't get close to stopping any takedowns. There was no real takedown defense except in round 2, where he tried to put the offense in the grappling world on Makhachev, and just seemed like he was in the wrong league. When it comes to grappling, Makhachev just completely schooled him. Guys, take care of your wrestling and your grappling. All right, guys, a couple of comments and questions, and then we'll call it a night. Good night, my friends. Good night. JDM listened to his coach and kept trying. I admire that. It didn't work, but kept. Redwood, I totally agree. In the 5th round, he tried to throw. He tried it. At least he tried it. He went out there. He couldn't stop the takedown. He got taken down really easily. I blame his coaches for that. His coaches should have him more prepared. He was overwhelmed in the wrestling. Overwhelmed. Relying on the octopus guard. I told you guys in the past, I don't like these kind of guards. I like them as backup plans. They're transitionary guards. You're doing the basic guards, and then once in a while, there's a big opening for octopus. You can't force the octopus. But if that's your core game, you're going to try it over and over again, just like we saw tonight, because that's what you know. That's your bread and butter. That's what you trained most of the time, so that when you're under the gun, you're going to go for it. No. Octopus guard is supposed to be an opportunistic guard. The guy's arm is, the space under his arm is open. Now's the time I could dive in. I can get the majority of my body through that gap. And if I can make something happen. It's not, hey, there's a little tiny space. Let me try to bury my entire upper body inside that little space. No, you're going to get shut down. It's crazy because I have students of mine that, you know, they follow these guys and they buy their videos. And a lot of those videos they're just trying to sell you something gimmicky. And I hate to say it, but it's a little bit gimmicky. It's good, yes, but as a backup plan, not as a central guard. That's just how I feel. Okay, guys, I'm just telling you my opinion. I think it's a good guard, but it's a backup plan. It has to be done in an appropriate moment where the arm is open, not when the arm is this close, tight, and you're trying to force your way into that space. You're going to get crushed. So that's just my opinion. That's how I see it. Coach, why wasn't the octopus guard working for JDM? That's from Superlia. He was trying to force it when it wasn't open. And that means to me he doesn't have any other option. He's not focused on any other options. And that tells me because he hasn't had time to develop his game. Or he hasn't developed his game enough. Coach, how big of a factor do you consider lighter man's skill to be in the fight winning Islam the fight over JDM. That's from Mabo. I don't think he was the smaller man. Islam Makhachev, I think, has been punishing his body to make 155, when all along he's been a 170er. I think today he let his body grow to the size it would naturally be, without restricting himself and doing all sorts of crazy cutting and weight cutting, and cardio and stuff like that. He let his body fill out, and he was stronger, better endurance. He barely broke a sweat in this fight. This is the greatest fighter he's ever fought. JDM is the best fighter he's ever fought. And Makhachev was head and shoulders above because he's improved. He's probably stronger than ever, more endurance than ever, and he can fire his weapons at a faster rate because he feels better. And he said it after the fight, "Oh, my whole life has changed. I feel so much better. I won really easily." And he realized that 170 is his place, I think. 170 is his place. He was killing himself to make 155. Fighting in a smaller weight class is not necessarily better. Depends on how big you are. If you're too big for 155 and you force your way in, you might be suffering the consequence. Coach, do you think Islam surpassed Khabib's legacy? That's from Hamza. No, Khabib kind of paved the way for him. I would call him equal now, because kind of Khabib's his mentor, right? So you can't really pass your mentor. Coach, what guard were you using in this scenario? Guys, in my half guard pressure, how to defend against half guard pressure, I show the Rotulo escape where you go 2 hands on one and you kind of build up to a turtle position, and then you can kind of hip heist from there. I show it in the video. I detail it. I show you what can go wrong. I show you all the places you should go. That's what I would have done. I would have went 2 on 1. I would have built up to my knees. I would have done some hip heisting. And if he defends against that, he tries to attack me, then I might roll into the legs. I might do a leg locks. I might switch to a K guard. I might do stuff where I'm inverted on a leg. I feel very safe there. I don't feel I can get smashed past. But I'll tell you one thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't go to half guard. Okay, now I know a lot of you gave me a lot of heat once when I said half guard's not my favorite guard. I like the other guards. Half guard is like a transitionary guard. And I know half guard and I study it, of course, because sometimes I get stuck in half guard or I get put in half guard. I give, in the beginning of my half guard made easy video, I talk about my experience with GSP. GSP was the greatest half guard passer, in my opinion, in the history of MMA. And you could see Makhachev doing exactly George St. Pierre's game plan. And it still works. We're here 15 years later and the same game plan is working. By the way, I teach that exact game plan in half guard passing made easy. And I've trained with George for so many years. I knew that going half guard was a very difficult journey. So I used a lot of half guard to get from half guard to another guard. Clamp guard, K guard, inverted guard, hip heisting, 2-on-1s. Like I went from half guard to get to these other oasis, these other positions where I know I can escape. So staying in half guard and trying to score from half guard, I spent so many years studying half guard with the top half guard guys like Ryan Hall, Jake McKenzie, Braulio Estima. It was good stuff. It just wasn't the stuff that was working for me. So I would tell my students, look, half guard is good. These other guards are great. Half guard is good. You need to know half guard. Don't go, oh, I'm never going to go to half guard. It's never going to happen to me. No, half guard is going to happen to you. You got to know the answers. You got to create an off balance from the bottom, and you got to use that off balance to escape to something stronger. That's my opinion. That's how I see things. I know other people have different opinions. Some people think half guard is the best. Why? Because it connects the two bodies and they have their spiel. Personally, when people put me in their half guard, I do get swept once in a while by half guard, but it's so rare. Like usually it's just me crushing the guy, smash passing him, using the GSP formula. And I'd rather be if in half guard, I'd rather be the guy on top. Doesn't mean there's not half guard studs out there. Yes, there are half guard studs out there. But if something goes wrong in your half guard, you can get in a lot of trouble, especially in MMA. And things go wrong in fights, guys. Things go wrong. You're tired. You got elbowed a minute earlier. So you're not 100% sharp right now. Your half guard falls apart. You get crushed. Things get worse. I don't think it should be your bread and butter guard. That's just my opinion. Islam was literally taking him down easily, kicking, even trying to strike. JDM did nothing. That's from Ramiz. I think that's a little harsh. I think JDM, he got riled up. He tried to fight in round 5, like his coaches told him. He went for it, guys. You got to give it to him. He went for it. He just didn't have the wrestling ability to stay on his feet. They miscalculated. I was watching the countdown, like not the countdown, but like the fight vlogs or whatever, and his coach was like, oh man, you know, Islam's in a lot of trouble. He was watching JDM hit pads. And I was thinking, I went on my podcast after. I told you guys I was watching it. I didn't think it was the right game plan. I just didn't think it was the right game plan. Like, I don't want to say too much, but it wasn't the right game plan. They tried it. I didn't think it would work. I told you guys, if he gets put up against the fence, he's not going to do well against the fence. And it just was not the right game plan. They have to go back to the drawing board. They've got a taste of what Dagestani fighters can do, and it's a difficult, very difficult puzzle to solve. Greg Jones was on the internet saying he solved the puzzle. Well, guess what? He didn't, guys. I hate to say it, but he didn't. And it's a very difficult puzzle to solve. Not an easy fight. What can I say, man? The Dagestanis have a lot more experience than the American MMA fighters. They have a lot more experience in grappling and wrestling. They have so much more experience. It's their national sport. They've been doing it for longer and at a higher level. And the West, we have to catch up and we have to figure it out. We just can't be too cocky about it and say, oh, we figured it out. It's all done. Yeah, it's all in. It's not done. We have a long uphill battle to close the gap. And the gap will be closed. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time before we study, figure it out, put our brains together. There's a lot of smart people out there. They're refining the curriculum. And believe me, we're watching, we're learning, we're studying, we're testing, we're trying, we're figuring it out. And before you know it, sooner or later, eventually, we'll have the advantage. Guys, with that said, thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you.